In the meantime, the Kenya Meteorological Department is tonight warning of intensified rainfall in all the 47 counties. In an advisory issued Thursday, the weatherman warns that the heavy rainfall will continue for the next 72 hours. With schools set to reopen next week, the government says it is monitoring the situation to establish the effect of the heavy rains on learning institutions. Citizen TV's Ayub Abdikadio reports on the desperate situation across the country.
These are hard to comprehend images. The aftermath of the heavy rains that have been drenching Nyando and other parts of the country since March. At Ombaka Junior Secondary School in Kakola village, internally displaced locals are camping here. These are traumatizing and grim times for families affected by flooding across the country.
Na wenye wako kwa evacuation center, ningeomba mwalimu awawache hapo, wakae hapo kwa sababu hawana mahali pa kuenda.
Storms and flash floods have swept away their homes, and it's evidently clear that neither they nor the government were prepared for the scale of this disaster.
People are residing in the classrooms. Our classrooms are around 20 to 30 people, but next week we shall use the rooms for learning.
With schools set to reopen next week Monday, and many areas such as Nyando in Kisumu County underwater, the Ministry of Education says it's monitoring the effects of the long rains on education institutions, saying it's collating data to establish readiness for the second term. The ministry requesting all regional directors of education to coordinate submission and work closely with boards of management to ensure schools are ready for reopening. The heavy rains have not only battered Nyando in Kisumu County. It is the same situation in Mwea, the county of Kirinyaga, where powerful floods uprooted trees and washed away homes. And in the midst of this crisis, a heavy rainfall advisory by the Met Department means more flooding and more disaster. And it's painfully obvious that more families will be affected. The heavy rainfall, according to the Met Department, will affect all the 47 counties. The department saying that all the devolved units are areas of concern. The weatherman has warned that the heavy rains will be accompanied by gusty winds, large ocean waves and strong winds in the eastern sector. And with water levels in rivers, lakes and dams set to remain high, the department has advised Kenyans to look out for potential floods, flash floods, poor visibility and to avoid driving or walking through water.
This is our last briefing for the day, and we expect updates from some of you.
At the Kenya Red Cross Coordination Center in Nairobi, staff plan on how to respond to a disaster that is far outpacing their efforts, inundating their capacity.
We have to deploy at least 150 staff and more than 1,800 volunteers to respond to this situation. So all this, again, is resources which we don't have for now.
This is a natural disaster compounded by poor planning, and ordinary Kenyans are paying for a disaster that could and should have been prevented. A climate extreme that continues to overwhelm efforts by state and non-state actors. Ayub Abdikadir, Citizen.